Okay, in this video we're just going to look at our green zone options, and our green zone is going to run all the way from the 10 meter to the goal line. Okay, up here this triangle is going to represent our scrum, so wherever the scrum is. So in this situation here we're going to look at a scrum here just inside the 22. So what are we going to do with a scrum there? Well, first off we'd probably look at some sort of Zinni option. Okay, so Zinni would be our first play, and just to remind everyone what our Zinni is, so Zinni carry would be just 8 pick and really direct, trying to get to that 10's outside shoulder. We'd get 13 in there as well. Ideally we're getting quick ruck ball and going same way with these 4 players here. Okay, so that's just our Zinni carry. Other options include just kind of going same way with a 90, and that would be Valley carrying that one, trying to get to that outside shoulder with his minus and his plus forwards with him. Other options that we would have off a Zinni carry in that zone would be our Gregan option. So in this situation here we'd have a red defender here, 9's coming out, he's trying to drag that 10 defender out, okay, and 11 will have tracked inside. 9 drags out that defender here, leaving it for the 11. Another option that we have in this zone is Bristol East. So on the Bristol East, 9 will put the ball in, 8 backs into their 9 with 7 coming around the corner trying to create a 2v1 against their blindside winger. And then from there break down the whole back rows at that breakdown, and then really quick ruck ball, and we're trying to punch it back in to Valley, who's here with his minus and plus again. And here's an example of it here. Okay, so still in the green zone here, we've got a scrum here a little bit further out, not quite in the 22, so we wouldn't expect defences to come up as hard. So it'll give us an option maybe to make an extra pass, as opposed to being in the 22 where defence is coming up really hard. So in this situation here, we'd still have our Bristol. So we'd still have our Bristol trying to go down that blind side against 1 defender. And then we'd also have our Zinni blocker option, okay, which requires an extra pass. So I think we have a little bit more time to make these passes. So just to remind ourselves, 8's going to take it. Okay, he's given that pass to 9. Then we're looking to go past 9 out the back to 13. Okay, so it's a little bit wider, and that's just our Zinni blocker play. So continuing on from that, Emmett's hitting that line. 7, 8, 6 have to be really urgent getting to that breakdown, and then we're just trying to go same way with our 10. Okay, in this position, green zone, and this really works all the way up that zone. Okay, so we'll just say here, in the green zone, we would set up on a 4-2, and what we're looking at here is our old school 2 option. Okay, and with our old school 2, we have 15 and 14 here. Again, it's an 8-9, with Danny taking 1-2 steps to 9, 15, 14. Okay, and on this one here, Danny has a license really to get outside that flanker, and he makes the call on the pass to the 9, okay, especially early on. In certain other situations he might just give it pretty much straight off the base to the 9. Okay, so it's just very much reading the situation, but definitely early on Danny can take a couple of steps to try to get outside that opposition flanker and trying to beat him for pace. And then a decision on when to give the pass to 9, 15, 14. Okay, and that's an attacking old school 2. What we need to be aware for here on this play is the cancel call. So if we hear cancel, 10 will get the ball, and we're trying to just go into our skinny play. Okay, so 12 running the skinny and then hitting flat to 13. On both of those plays, be it old school 2 or cancel, again the back row really need to get to that breakdown. Okay, and then it frees Valley up for a punch back on that play. Okay, just in a scrum in around this zone here, what we have been looking at, it's worked well for us, is our old school 1. Okay, so that's been our preferred play. So we would look at an old school 1 in this situation. So as we know, we're trying to get it up on the right side, so that's a 1, 2, 3,000. So we're trying to get it up on this side here, so 3,000. So if we can get that turn on the scrum. Okay, so let's look at that turn on the scrum. So if we can do that, we got 8 over here, and then we're trying to go 8, 9, and then 14 is there. So an 8, 9, 14. That's our preferred play in that area. However, if we do, for whatever reason, maybe the turn doesn't go well, 8 can just pick, okay, or the cancel call in this situation would be, again, our skinny play. So 10 to 12 to 13 with the skinny option. Okay, so that's what we're looking at that. And then who's going to be at that breakdown? So if 13's taking it in, 6 will be there, 8 will be there, 7 will be there. And then on that one there, we can go same way, really depending on where we are, or we'll have Valley coming around as well. So Valley be our main runner off that second phase, depending on where we are. Okay, so trying to get around that corner on the 90 play. Okay, one last thing to remember on that is if we do get a bit of a turn on the scrum and we don't want to play either the old school or the cancel, because the scrum 9's really got the best vision on that. So 9 is just shouting into 8, go, go, go. So that's the trigger call for Danny to go, and Danny can just go with the wheel. So that's a go call. So just remember, we got old school 1, we got cancel, and then if the scrum's a little bit messy and 9 doesn't want it, then Danny can just go, and that's the 9's call really. Or if Danny realizes that it's not on, he can just go himself. So go call, remember that. Here's a good example of an old school 2. We'll just run it through. Okay, last couple of plays that we'll look at in this attacking zone is kind of on our right side, old school, not enough space for an old school. So our winger can kind of come into play a little bit here. Okay, so our winger can come into play a little bit. So in this situation here, we might have, we could have an Aussie front door. Okay, and we'll just run through that. So it's our Aussie front door, Aussie side door. And all we're doing off that is 14 will be busy and behind, 13's coming front door. So don't worry too much about that. So 9 to 10, 10, Emmett's coming on that angle there, 12's gone back door, and really the winger is hitting the side door option. So if we look at that again, that's our Aussie setup. So 10 will get the ball from 9, 13's coming on a front door, 12's gone side door, and then 14 has run side door. Okay, another play that we have in this area of this scrum is just a straight up cannon. Okay, so on the cannon play, all we're trying to do is just 9 to 13, and this is Emmett just hitting the angle here. So it's very much a very direct play. It's worked well for us this season, and we'll just look at a couple of clips of it. And second example is here against Mary's. Good pickup from Emmett. Over the gain line. Need to get our whole back row there. Okay, we're a little bit light at that breakdown. And then we go into our race, working to the outside. Some really good work here. Okay, and that's it set up.